Alrighty, kids. We're back from intermission, and I did turn down the heat. So if you find me frozen down here like Jack Nicholson at the end of The Shining, I know you've already seen that, so I didn't just ruin it for you. Okay, that last one was a little bit too much coffee and not enough liquor 43. This one just right. We're staying haunted. You may notice a similarity in titles tonight's theme. This is The Haunting of Julia. Now we've moved forward a little bit out of the 60s and into the 70s. She had no one to play with for 30 years. An unholy fable from the author of Ghost Story, Peter Straub. Pretty sure there's a movie of that. Mia Farrow in The Haunting of Julia, starring Keir Dullea. Tom Conti, Robin Gamel, Jill Bennett, Kathleen Nesbitt. Okay. Read the pocketbook. Rated R. Okay, The Haunting of Julia is also known as Full Circle. You know, when they had to re-release it at the drive-in and make people think it was a new movie. 1977. So, yeah, we still had a few years left at the drive-in. Because I worked there when I was in high school in the early 80s. 1977 Canadian Film Development Corp. Oration. Director Richard Longcrane. Starring Mia Farrow and a bunch of British sounding actors. I can't tell you whether this was shot in Canada or shot in Great Britain, in England. I don't know for sure. Maybe a Canadian company went to England and made a movie. Maybe they made the movie in Canada and pretended like it was England. I don't know. Julia Farrow and her unlikely bankerish husband Magnus. I cannot say that with a straight face. The dude's name is Magnus. Maybe he was German. I don't remember. Are sitting down to breakfast with their daughter Lily. It's an ugly gray British morning. Still could be Canada. And little Lily chokes to death on a piece of apple. In a futile attempt to save her daughter, Julie attempts an emergency tracheotomy. Like Big Pen style. Maybe she saw it on the telly. I don't know. Anyway, the authorities question her intentions. And I got a niche right there. And they hospitalize poor Julia. Not bad enough she lost her child, but now they're going to, blame it on her. Okay. Upon her release, she just runs away from her husband, hops in a cab, and takes off to the suburbs. Where... I don't know where she's got this money. Where she buys an abandoned yet fully furnished home. There she resumes her life with the help of her friend, I don't remember his name, George Jeffrey The long-haired guy. It's always the long-haired guy. With the help of some friendly neighbors who think it would be a good idea to have a seance. What else are you going to do in a situation like this? Let's have a seance. My friend Mindy would. The kooky old lady who summons the spirits sees something awful, and Julia sets about figuring out what happened to a little boy who was murdered at a nearby park. Now, what this has to do with anything, I have no idea. She finds out, and along the way, her somewhat stalkerish, estranged husband finds her. Or more accurately, okay, tune out if you're going to watch this and want to be surprised. You know what's going to happen. More accurately, finds his demise in her basement. Suddenly, we are focused on a little girl who died in the house 2 owners ago. 2 owners back. And there are striking similarities between this child's death and her own daughter's death, Lily's death. By the time she meets the ghost of the little girl, I was already working on things around the house. Tidying up the living room and such. Picking up Charlie's toys. I won't spoil the end for you, but I will say, what the fuck? Okay. This is one of those 70s movies that just makes no sense at all. It's painfully slow and has that soft focus that dates it like a Penthouse magazine centerfold. Not to mention, we have a Moog synthesizer soundtrack. That was probably the most entertaining part of this movie. Although it's probably better suited for like a porno flick. And honestly, I would have rather watched a porno flick. The Haunting of Julia garners 1 ring. And that ring's for the Moog synthesizer, not for the movie. So, okay. We're going to get with it here. Are you ready to pick movies yet? Maybe not. So we'll just whip out the bucket here. Don't worry, I'm not looking. Okay. We got here. I'm running over stuff. Next week, because I'm going to record these this weekend as well. Yeah, for next week. We'll be getting pretty damn close to Christmas by then. It'll be time to break out the 7 and 7s for Christmas and New Year's. I think I got some Seagram 7 from last year, like way in the back of the cabinet there behind the Drambuie. Okay. I don't remember the second one so well, but this first one is a good one. The Manster and Night Monster. And I think these are both from the 50s. I don't think they're like Universal, but they're like 50s black and white kind of monster movies. Next week on the Late Night Picture Show. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, leave some comments. You know the drill. Good night, kids.